Hi, guys. Welcome back to Blue Talk. Today we will be discussing depression and how it affects each of us individually and some things that we've
What
learned.
to do to make it feel better? You feel better.
Yeah. So, who's going first?
You started things off. Might as well be you.
Okay. I want to hold it.
Okay.
Okay. So, each of us is going to be a little different. Everybody's different.
Hey.
Personally, don't distract me.
Okay.
Personally, I have bipolar 1, so that's a whole different ball game. And with me, every day is different. When I'm off medication, one day I will be extremely suicidal, and the next day I could be thanking God for everything and thinking life is beautiful, and I'm taking it all for granted. So it's like this all the time.
It's a roller coaster.
Yeah. And it took me a long time to figure out what was, I don't want to say wrong with me, but what I had going on, like many different doctors, different medications. And then I always did the working out and things that everybody knows that helps, but it never did anything for me because I have a chemical imbalance in my brain. So that requires medication and doctors. On the medication, it's much more smooth, and I am steady with emotions on a day-to-day basis. And so for me, when I get in a depression hole, I call it a hole because I kind of just want to give up on everything, and I could care less about myself or anything else. um I pretty much just lay in bed and I don't eat, or I overindulge, and I really just want to sleep all the time or watch TV and just not get out of bed. It's hard to shower, it's hard to take care of myself. And then after a couple days of doing that, I'll have the strength to get up and go about my normal life. But that's when I let it take control of me. And when I gain control, I realize like music is a big help for me. Spending time with my loved ones is big, and laughing is really important. But it's hard to do those things when you're in the hole because you don't want to talk to anybody, and it's hard to even talk, period, and communicate and express how you feel because you really don't know how you feel or why you're feeling that way.
Or it's just a million thoughts going a million miles per minute.
But everybody's
You
different,
can't
so
deal with
working
them.
out could help people. Different things could help different people, but for me it's music and being surrounded by loved ones and realizing that I do have a good life and a lot to be grateful for. But it doesn't stop it from coming on. Like it'll always be a part of me. And it is hereditary. It does run in my family. My mom personally said when she started having kids, that's when her depression, like, kind of, it, she still deals with it, but normally it's just when situations happen, like obviously what happened. But that's when her hormones like balanced out for her, and she had a lot easier of a time with that. But me, I've been struggling like hardcore since I was 13. So it's still a learning process. Like I still have a lot to learn, and medication does help me a lot, and talking to doctors and whatnot. So that's my tidbit.
My turn. um, kind of piggybacking off of you. Yeah, my situation's kind of similar. I get like that where I go through periods of time where my depression gets so bad that I don't want to get out of bed, or um, you know, the daily activities, showering, brushing my hair, things like that. Like I'll actually say to myself, like, I should probably brush my hair today. I should probably do this today. Um, and I do that for a couple days at least, and I'll isolate myself. Right, I won't talk to anybody. Don't like interact much with anybody outside of my house, if even within my own house. And then I'll go through manic periods too, where I'm still in that depression hole, but I get productive with it. Meaning, like, I'm like, okay, people are going to start noticing that I'm not being active, an active part of their lives, and that I'm isolating myself. So let me surround myself with people and do
0
different
to
things.
100.
Yeah, basically.
Yeah.
Like yesterday, like in the last couple days, you haven't really talked to me, right? But yesterday, I cut my grass, I power washed part of my house, I spot cleaned my entire truck, other than like vacuuming it. Like I took my floor mats out and power washed them because why not? And I had a friend help me do it.
Mm-hmm.
So I was like, okay, well, at least somebody talked to me. Somebody knows I'm okay. Right. Today, I came over here. We're doing our thing. So that's kind of how, it's not a healthy coping mechanism, but that's how I kind of cope with things, is like I'll distract myself with other things.
Yeah.
What is she doing?
She's getting comfy.
She looks like a cat.
She's just getting comfy. See? She's comfy now. Comfy now.
They're so weird.
Her and Conan are like half cats, and their mannerisms is kind of really scary.
But it's not the best coping mechanism to be like, okay, yeah, let me surround myself with somebody so somebody knows that I'm alright or doesn't get suspicious that I'm not okay.
I just know because I go through it too. So if we don't talk, like, I know that like one of us is going through it, and then in 2 days it'll be
Yeah.
like normal.
Yeah. It's been I have triggers though. Like I have different triggers for my depression. Like money is a huge factor for my life currently, and I know that, it could be a factor in your life too. But that's a huge factor in a lot of people's lives. It's one of my biggest triggers. Or like, I don't know that I changed insurance because I had to, and the insurance I have now doesn't cover my medication. So I am stuck between a rock and a hard place, between trying to figure out if I can figure out how to pay out of pocket for that, or there's an alternative route, which is a surgical route. Don't know if I want to do that yet or not, but we'll figure it out. But it gets really
Sounds like
bad.
another podcast.
It is. It's a whole long thing. But that has been a key factor in my depression over the last week. And my second biggest like trigger for my depression is being by myself.
Mm-hmm.
I absolutely hate being by myself. It's a depression trigger. It's a PTSD trigger. I hate being alone. I have my times where I want to be alone, but I hate it. So it's a constant battle within my own head of, do I want to be by myself? Should I not be by myself? Other than that, I'm still learning different coping mechanisms, better ones, like, surrounding myself with people and actually enjoying what I'm doing versus just being like, okay, well, somebody knows I'm okay. So, like, I enjoy doing this. This is an enjoyable day for me. It's not so much of a depressive day for me. I like doing things like this. I like, like we made a shirt earlier. That's fun for me. It's productive. I feel like as long as I'm being productive, then I can't be depressed.
Yeah.
I can't be depressed if I'm being productive, because it makes me feel better to be productive.
Mm-hmm. I'm the same way. But at least that's a big thing, is like identifying triggers.
Mm-hmm.
That's a huge thing that has taken me. I'm still learning triggers. Yeah. So if you can identify your triggers, then you can go as far as being, okay, this happened, that's why I'm feeling this way. Right. Like, I'm not broken, and I know how to fix it. Like, I know what I can do to remove myself from the situation and do better mentally.
Yeah, but sometimes it's hard to find the motivation to acknowledge those triggers, and then you can acknowledge them, and that doesn't take a whole lot of energy, but then fixing them. Mm-hmm. Like, knowing, like, okay, this is what I have to do in order to get out of this, and that's where I struggle.
Yeah. It's yeah, it's freaking hard, and I get to a point where I'm like, I'm just done dealing with it. Like, this has been my entire life. I give up. And then I get back to being okay, but yeah, lately, I mean, it's like Jordan's situation and my dad's situation and losing my grandma, and Travis and I are back to square one with financials, and it's just like overwhelming, especially at our young age, on top of
Young.
already just dealing with mental health issues to begin with. So it, like, life is freaking impossible.
Yeah,
Life
yeah.
sucks.
That's what I'm saying. Life sucks. Once you turn 18, it just sucks.
Not. I said I started dealing with crap when I was like 13.
I'm saying financial
you
and
have a
work.
microphone. You're probably yelling at everybody's ears.
Yeah.
What?
Okay, go.
Tell
You.
us about your depression. Jordan.
Yeah.
So preferably, I'd rather go through one of my depressive days than my anxiety days.
Anxiety sucks. That's another podcast.
I hate anxiety.
Leave it for another podcast.
Okay, well, basically,
depression.
I feel like I have manic. What is manic depression? What is it like manic depression and bipolar the same thing?
They're similar, but they're not exactly the
Listen to Manic Depression by Jimi Hendrix. It's amazing. It's me. It is my song. And it's like, so whenever my depression goes off, it goes off at the weirdest of times. When I have my friends over, it just starts going off, and I feel like I just can't be entertaining enough. I feel like or I'm too much. And then they go home.
No.
Jordan, too much? Never.
Proceed.
What would you do without me? So basically, I'm sorry. I just like, I don't even think of the stuff. It just comes out.
Explain how you feel when you're in your
Okay.
depression hole, and what you do, and then what you do to get yourself
How
out.
I feel when I'm in my depression hole. It's like the other day, I get so quiet, and she knows what's up. She's like, what's wrong with you today? And I just don't have the energy to be like how I'm being right now. So I just get really quiet. I don't want to be around people, but I do want to be around people. So it's like, let's not do that.
I understand that.
I like when I'm alone, I really want to be with people, but when I'm with people, I really want to be alone.
Yeah.
So that's my depression days. And yeah, my friends do make it better. And then they go home, and then I get depressed again. And then I watch TV with my grandma like every night. And then I feel happier because I'm chowing on food. So when I get depressed, I nonstop eat, because what I would do is nonstop vape. So when I vaped, I didn't eat, and when I ate, I didn't vape. So let's just like, I don't know.
So Jordan is currently in the process of learning healthy coping mechanisms.
And my healthy coping mechanisms are just getting my butt up. If I don't feel like taking a shower, I take the shower. You feel better afterwards. I talk to my friends. And then when you take a shower, you can brush your hair in the shower. It becomes 10 times easier. And you can even brush your teeth in the shower. Make it a 3-in-1. That's what I do.
I do that
when I'm in a
too.
rush.
You took my shower hairbrush though. It's gone.
Oh.
Mm-hmm. Anyways.
Anywho. It wasn't the PT
And
Cruiser.
music helps you a lot.
I listen to music almost all day, every day. Because if I didn't have music, I don't know what I would do. Seriously. Whatever the mood I'm in, I just like, when I want to like get stuff out of my chest, I listen to my goth metal. Or then I listen to my thrash metal if I'm in an angry mood. And I love Pantera. Pantera, no matter what mood you're in, it just makes you feel better. And then when I'm in a good mood, I just want to listen to pop, because I've been actually getting into pop and indie. I love every single music. One of my favorite ones to get me out of my slump is funk and jazz and all that stuff. I will recommend some bands. You can listen to a song and it just, oh my gosh, music is life. I have 3,000 songs on Spotify at the moment. Is that a decent amount?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, our dance parties definitely lift me up.
I should be a DJ. Music makes me so happy. Music is my happiness. Anyways, so yeah, whenever you feel depressed, put on that favorite song or that album that you haven't listened to in forever. Or TV. I love my TV, but TV does become an issue because back in January, I did not want to get out of bed. I was
Yeah.
staying in Sarah's room every day, and they were just trying to get up and do stuff, and I was just like, why can't we just stay watching TV all day?
No, I was
Because
in a depression.
I
too.
feel like 24 hours in a day is just not enough. But at the same time, it's too much. So it is just, oh my gosh. My anxiety gets 10 times worse. It's hard to make it go away when I'm depressed. That's why I hate. So basically, here's the situation. I have this type of depression that when I go on my period, in the week before and the week during, I get 10 times more depressed and I just want to die. And then 2 weeks of the month, I'm A-okay. And the 2 weeks out of the month that I am super depressed, I am a lazy twat. I have no energy. Zero energy. I feel like a 50-year-old woman. And then I'm like, what's going to happen when you turn 50? You better get your butt up and savor this energy.
Hopefully you'll be through menopause by then and we won't have to worry about that.
I'm just like, ugh. But you know, one thing that does make me feel better is having a significant other. Not a significant other, but like a little crushy-wushy boo thing. But not a really boo thing. Because he doesn't like me back!
How about your Zoloft?
Oh. It's been 4 months now. Oh my god, it's been 5 months. Well, I started in January and then I got off it for a little, so I got back on it in like
But does
March.
it help?
Oh, girl. It's finally starting to help, and I just feel so good. But then if you ever smoke, you get the panic attacks from hell. So that's not fun.
What do you notice that's different because of the Zola?
I guess I'm less observant. That's the one thing that's different. But the anxiety's less roller coastery. The depression is not every single day. It's only like when I'm about to start my period or like circumstantial, or it's just like when my anxiety goes off a little bit and I have to try to fight some things away or if I get a trigger, but I don't even know my triggers. I need to.
Well, then we gotta start identifying, and a good way to do that is journaling.
Yeah,
Like when the feelings come on, write down how you're feeling and what happened.
The biggest thing that to my depression is time. Because, and just knowing the way life works, because I am much more smart than I let on. I spend a lot of time observing and researching, just watching people's lives and how they unfold. And I listen a lot, but I don't sound like it. And it's just always in the back of my brain. And I've just seen almost every person's life, every life one can live. And it's just like, I don't have the time to do everything I want to do and still enjoy myself. Technically.
You overthink like I do. Like that's the biggest reason I get depressed is because my brain does not shut off.
I'm
It
always
tells me
overthinking.
everything that is wrong with my life and myself, and it just goes and goes and goes. And it's not me. Like I literally argue with myself.
Me
In my
too,
head.
all the
I'll be laying
time.
in bed with Travis watching TV, and it's just like thought. Like I can't even sit here and watch TV.
Yeah, I don't even
and like
remember.
I'm just silent. He doesn't know what's going on, and then he'll look over and be like, "What's wrong?" or whatever. I'll be like, "Nothing," because I don't know how to talk. Like it's just so many.
The thoughts are way more
thoughts.
complex than what you could put down in words.
Yeah.
And it's really frustrating. It gets so frustrating when you have so many overload of overthinking and you can't
So that's
express
why I'm
it,
like,
and then it just festers up, and then you don't even know where to start.
yeah.
It's really frustrating.
So
For me, this is not, and I don't condone anything ever like this, but when I used to get like that, especially when I was younger, that was a lot of people our age would take all of that, because it almost makes you numb, so a lot of people would take all those thoughts and all those feelings and put it into self-harm. So for me, that was one thing that was a coping mechanism that I had that wasn't a healthy one, was when I was overwhelmed and had way too much going on and my thoughts wouldn't stop, I would self-harm. I then turned that into a positive thing, and instead of self-harming, I now get tattoos, which is why I sat through 14.5 hours worth of tattoo.
Dang. Well, that's good for you.
Yeah.
I got to.
Replace a toxic habit with a positive habit.
And whenever my friends decide to get up the nerve to cut themselves or burn themselves, I say, bitch, go run a mile. You'll sure be feeling some pain.
She's not wrong. She's not
And they're like, run a mile. What's better than just... Oh, I try to smack some sense into my friends, but I remember I can't smack them because I don't want to trigger them. So it's just so great. I am one of the most offensive, loud people in the world. And my friends are snowflakes.
Yeah, that's good that you encourage them to do something positive, though, instead of
I
negative.
do. I do. I tell them so many things you can do with your life.
Mhm.
So many things and to do to make you feel better. Nobody listens to my advice. They'd
No,
be so better
people-
off if they did.
No, children your age don't listen to you because they're your age.
But I have been through everything.
Yeah, you guys are
and
so smart. You know everything.
I've
You
been
don't
through
wanna
literally
listen.
everything.
You know.
I am wiser than everybody else my age and probably the 18-year-olds and probably
You
some
are
19-year-olds and
She
20-year-olds.
is very wise for her age. She is wise beyond her years.
Yes.
And she has been through a lot. But they're never going to believe that you have went through the same thing because that's just how the world works. People don't understand and realize that most of us have gone through the same thing. Like the three of us sitting here, right? We've all been through something similar. We've all have similarities in our depression stories. If you watch this back, you'll see that we all have similarities within our own depression.
I'm going to watch it back.
Mm-hmm.
Right? But in our heads, we're like, nobody understands me.
Yeah.
Nobody gets it. It's so hard.
Because I don't get myself.
I don't get myself.
I'm like, bitch, what is going on?
I wish I had something recording my thoughts in my head sometimes.
Oh, I don't.
don't.
So, oh no, I
No.
don't actually. Oh my god.
No.
Oh my
Nope,
god.
I don't.
Nope.
There's no
no.
therapist in the world I would be in prison. No, I wouldn't.
Yeah.
No, I
Yeah, no, I would.
Yeah.
100% I would. The
Yeah.
intrusive thoughts would
Yeah.
100%.
Oh my god, I see a kitchen knife and I'm like, put it on your eye 5 times or else. It's like, wait, what?
Intrusive thoughts. No,
I laugh when I get nervous.
Hey, listen. Okay, we're streaming off of depression for a second.
No, but I
because
have
we're
a
in
worse
good
thing.
mood.
I have a worse thing. There's a shaver in the shower. I'm like, put it on your nipple 10 times.
What in the world? What is
listen,
going on?
I can somewhat understand what she's saying because there was one time where Carrie said, "Hand me something," and the dog was sitting right there, and my immediate thought was to throw it at the dog.
No, yeah.
But I didn't because it's an intrusive thought, right? All the time I'm using your leg as my gun. Like, listen, all the time when we're driving, you joke around, you're like, how many points?
Yeah.
Okay? But sometimes I'd be serious.
What?
Like, what would happen if I just hit this person?
Remind me never to walk.
Like, I would never, ever, ever actually do it. I would never do it. But my brain is like, what if you did?
No,
I have
get
2
it.
people I'd hit
What
with a
if you
car.
did? Oh, we'll save it.
Honestly, what you said though, don't feel weird because I used to go through that when I was your age too.
Yeah, and then, oh, we're not going to talk about 4th grade because every summer I had new OCDs.
Yeah.
I hate when my friends think I don't know anything about OCD. Like, bitch, I read 2 books on it. I have it. I got that.
I read 2 books on it.
Shut up. Shut up.
No, I'm positive you have a medical diagnosis of OCD. It just doesn't translate into cleaning your room.
Yeah, I don't.
It's
I mean,
okay. Neither does
whenever
mine.
I overthink, I start cleaning because it
That's
gives me
where
just
we
one
differ.
thing.
That's
Like,
called
I'm
mania.
clean,
That's
OCD.
manic.
Oh.
That's being manic. When you have manic episodes like me, I have manic episodes where, like I said, if you look out that window right now, you could lick food off my truck. It's so clean. I'm not kidding because I got manic yesterday and I was supposed to clean the inside of my house and I got overwhelmed by the inside of my house. I was like, I'm going to clean the outside because it's less
You just gotta
overwhelming.
start-
Yas.
This is what I need to learn myself. You gotta, little by little. And that's another thing. When I get depressed, like lately, the past couple, like 5 or 6 months, I've learned, like, when I'm getting out of the depression hole and I, like, get up and shower and eat a good meal, like, I pat myself on the back for that. Like,
Yeah, but you're always so clean. But
There's no clutter.
you have no clutter. You should. Have you seen?
She
the
threw
ins-
half
I
of my
can't.
clutter in my room
I
away.
would have a heart attack. Because there's too many thoughts up here. So if this is all a mess and this is a mess, I'm dead. But if this is clean and this is a mess, then I can deal with that.
But that's also having the mother you have that ingrained
Yeah.
that in your head ever since you were
I'm
5 years
bad.
old.
Like, I
Well,
get
that's
it from
false.
my mom and dad, and I can't stop. Like, I cannot physically lay so bad. Like, I honestly need a lot of help. I'm not even kidding. Like, I need a lot of help. I have ADHD, bipolarism, whatever,
Whatever that is.
depression, anxiety, like the whole nine. A lot of it's from my dad, but I can physically not lay here and relax if, like that's bothering me right now. And
Yeah.
it takes my attention away, and it's miserable.
Bitch, I could care less.
I hate-
I have
Sometimes
tunnel
I
vision
love
when
myself, and most of the time I hate being me. Like, I just want an off button up here.
Then
And I
you
used to
gotta
use alcohol and
train.
weed and all that stuff to help, but it never helped.
You gotta train yourself. You gotta be
Yeah,
like, that's
I am.
okay. I'm wasting too much time of my life cleaning.
Yeah.
Grandma, she wastes 75% of her life cleaning. The only thing she looks forward to is watching TV.
Yeah,
And
but
I feel
see,
horrible for her.
my mom was the same way. My mom is a neat freak, is a clean freak like that. My dad, on the other hand, is a bit of a clutter bug.
Mine.
So, like, you would have a panic attack in my house right
My
now.
dad's house looked
Like
like a
full-
hoarder house.
yeah.
A
Like,
hoarder
okay, my dad's
junior.
not like he's a hoarder outside. Like, his shed, like, is full of things.
My dad's whole
But-
backyard was full of car parts.
Yeah, see, I would have no, can't do that. But, like, my room, okay, half of it is clean clothes, right? I have nowhere to put them because I have so many clothes.
That's gonna
Half
be
of
me
them are
soon.
going in the garage sale because I just need to get rid of them. But I get so overwhelmed with the inside that I'm like, I don't give a shit. I don't care. I don't care about this anymore. And I get so overwhelmed with being the only person to clean it. So I'm like, I don't give a shit. You guys want to live in a frat house? Let's live in a frat house.
Yeah.
Whatever.
I feel that.
But then I come over here or just anywhere else that's like spotless like that, and I'm like, maybe I'm a little toxic. Maybe I should clean my house. Maybe I should clean my house.
No, coming over here is toxic because this is OCD. This is too much.
This is not OCD. This is OC something else D. That is what everybody
Oh,
thinks is OCD.
CCD. It's obsessive compulsive cleaning disorder.
And that's what everybody thinks OCD is. Oh, I just have to have everything clean.
No, OCD is
Bitch.
so much more than that.
Bitch. I sometimes just want to jump
OCD.
off my roof into my pool and I know I'll never make it and I'll break my neck.
That's an intrusive thought. OCD is like,
Or I have to pump the shampoo 3 times or 5 times.
yes,
Yeah,
that's
that's-
OCD.
Or whenever I would
Exhausting.
vape, I would hit it 3 or 5 times. It can't be anything else.
Yeah.
Or whenever I turn my volume up, it has to be on a 5 or a 0 or a
Mhm.
3. 13,
That's-
33,
no, Not a
23.
Mine
That's
has to be on a
exhausting.
5 or a 0.
What do you mean a 0?
Like, okay, like 10, 20, 30.
Oh.
It has to be a 5
I'm
or
like,
a 0.
bitch, then you can't hear.
Why do you
No.
think my music is always too loud? It's because I just can't be in between.
Yeah, it's got to be at a 5 or a 0. I can't do it. I had medical OCD. Okay,
Wait a second.
listen.
This was supposed to be depression. Now we're on a tangent of OCD.
Okay, well,
Well,
let's save the
OCD
OCD. Okay,
is
let's wrap up
a
the
major part of
thing.
depression.
Okay, but let's wrap up the depression thing. We all have things we're working on. That's part of what all of this is for, is so that we can all learn how to work on ourselves and each other and learn how to help each other and hopefully help other people. That's the goal of all of this. That's a wrap for today. Good job.
Yeah.
Ready, break.